Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you paid for something on Amazon? You probably do not even remember. It was easy. One click, maybe two, done. Now think about the last time a resident in your community tried to pay their water bill or apply for a permit or report a pothole. If the experience was anything like what most governments offer today, it probably involved multiple phone calls, maybe a trip to a government office, paper forms, and waiting. Lots of waiting. Here's the reality that every government leader needs to understand in 2026. Your ERP system is no longer just about back office accounting. It is no longer just about spreadsheets and ledgers and making sure the numbers balance. A modern digital government ERP is about service delivery. It is the foundation that determines whether your residents experience government as a helpful partner or a frustrating obstacle. The UK government just released their roadmap for modern digital government. They identified £45 billion in potential savings, productivity benefits. 45 billion. And that is just one country. Experts are saying 2026 is the year where incremental efficiency gains are no longer enough. The era of doing more with less is over. Now it's about doing things differently. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what features define a modern digital government ERP in 2026. We will cover citizen-centric portals, predictive analytics, mobile-first workflows, sustainability tracking, and why a modular approach matters more than ever. Let's get into it. But before we dive into specific features, I want to set the stage for why this matters now. The federal government rolled out several major initiatives in 2025 that are expected to deliver impact this year. These include executive orders to reduce barriers to AI development, guidance from the Office of Management and Budget to standardize agency use of AI, and the America's AI Action Plan. At the state and local level, 95% of leaders now recognize the importance of investing in at least one emerging technology to modernize their agency. That is according to a recent survey from the EY Center for Government Modernization. 95%. That is near universal agreement that modernization is not optional. But here's the challenge. A recent survey by NASAC identified the top 3 hurdles for ERP modernization. Number 1, workforce shortages and hiring challenges. 2, technical debt from legacy systems. 3, resistance to change. These are real obstacles, but they're not insurmountable. The ERP landscape has taken a drastic shift. Cloud-based solutions now offer high availability, optimized performance, faster time to market, and improved user experience. These forever modern solutions have low implementation costs, scalability, and almost 99.99% uptime. Cloud-based ERP embeds next-generation digital technologies like AI, mobility, and IoT. It automates daily business activities, allowing organizations to achieve more, faster, and with fewer resources. Digital transformation can shave away between 5 and 10% of administrative overheads. Cloud infrastructure and AI tools are now robust, secure, and readily available, even for public sector institutions with stricter compliance needs. So let's talk about what features you should be looking for when you evaluate a modern government ERP. And when I say ERP, I'm including everything that the government runs on: financials, HR, payroll, asset management, utility billing, all of it. So let me start with the most visible component of modern citizen-centric ERP features. Can your residents pay for utilities as easily as they pay for goods on Amazon? That is not a rhetorical question. This is the standards your citizens expect. They use consumer apps every day that are intuitive, fast, and available 24/7. When they interact with government, they expect the same experience. Citizen-centric services in the public sector emphasize a user-first approach to the design, implementation, and delivery of government services. One of the fundamental objectives is to make services more accessible to all citizens, regardless of geographic location, economic background, social background, or technological literacy. So what does this look like in practice? Self-service portals that give residents the flexibility and convenience they want. Online portals that make applying for services or making payments quick and easy. Government agencies must provide digital services that are always available, self-serve, individualized, proactive, and secure. A modern government ERP connects finance, utilities, payroll, community development, permits, and workforce management in a single system. Citizens can view information, make payments, and submit requests anytime from any device. Key portal features to look for first are unified login access to all government services. Residents should not need different accounts for different departments. Second, responsive design optimized for smartphones and tablets. Most people will access your services from their phone, not a desktop computer. Third, fully accessible features to ensure services are available to citizens with disabilities. This is not optional. It's a legal requirement and the right thing to do. Fourth, real-time tracking. Citizens should be able to monitor the progress of their applications, file complaints, and receive updates without having to call anybody. Fifth, seamless integration with existing government systems. Your ERP should interface with finance, utilities, permitting, licensing, and any other departmental applications. Citizen-centric services aim to increase transparency by providing citizens with real-time information, clear communication. Digital platforms allow citizens to monitor progress, which builds trust between government and the people it serves. The bottom line is this: if your ERP does not support modern citizen-facing portals, you are creating friction between government and your residents. And that friction has real costs, both in efficiency and in public trust. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting capabilities in modern government software: predictive analytics. What if you could predict when a water main would break before it floods a neighborhood? What if you could identify which roads would develop potholes before residents start complaining? What if you could forecast equipment failures and schedule maintenance during off-peak hours instead of responding to emergencies? If you want to learn more, by the way, about enterprise asset management, click on this video. This is not science fiction. This is happening right now. In 2026, more organizations are turning to predictive risk management, which uses sensors, analytics, and better data to spot problems earlier. Aging systems and climate pressures are accelerating the move to continuous monitoring and predictive analytics. Here's a number that will get your attention. Organizations that implement mature, AI-driven predictive maintenance often report dramatic reductions in unplanned downtime. In many documented cases, infrastructure failures drop by more than 50%. Some environments report reductions close to 79%. Let me say that again. Infrastructure failures can drop by 79%. Organizations experience 30 to 50% less downtime and 18 to 25% lower maintenance cost by addressing issues before they escalate into major failures. Predictive analytics is already being used in the transportation industry to predict when vehicles and transit infrastructure will need maintenance. Municipalities can see significant cost savings by implementing this approach. So how does it work in government? Agencies responsible for maintaining public utilities, facilities, transportation networks, and emergency response systems can leverage AI to forecast equipment failures, schedule proactive maintenance, and minimize downtime. Risk scoring systems are gaining traction. These models combine historical information, environmental data, structural behavior insights, and real-time monitoring to predict where problems are most likely to happen. And organizations can then prioritize repairs, improve safety planning, and avoid unexpected shutdowns. So with real-time monitoring and predictive analytics, engineers can catch early signs of stress, extend the useful life of structures, and reduce the need for major repairs. A 2021 report found that the percentage of cities using data to monitor and analyze progress towards key goals rose from 30% to 75% since 2015. That adoption is accelerating. So what do you look for in your ERP? Your modern ERP should support integration with Internet of Things sensors and monitoring devices. It should have built-in analytics capabilities or seamless integration with analytics platforms. It should support data visualization so decision makers can understand trends at a glance. And it should enable automated alerts when thresholds are crossed or anomalies are detected. So currently, 35% of maintenance professionals say that they're using sensors and IoT devices extensively, while 41% say they're testing or considering them. If 2025 was about proving that digital tools can move the needle, 2026 is about maximizing them. Start where lost revenue is highest and move from data collection to action. The biggest challenge cited by maintenance leaders is lack of resources, with 45% saying it is their primary obstacle. Aging infrastructure and shortage of skilled labor are the next biggest challenges. A modern ERP with predictive analytics helps you do more with the resources you already have. Next is mobile-first workflows. Let me paint a picture for you. A field worker arrives at a job site. They pull out their phone. This includes mobile-first workflows that empower field workers with real-time data access. And it features modular architecture if you choose to go that way. That lets you implement at your own pace based on priorities and resources. So the era of incremental efficiency gains is over. What is now left is real transformation. 95% of state and local leaders recognize the importance of modernization. The question is not whether to transform. The question is how quickly you can execute. I believe that government technology should make life better for citizens. I believe that modern ERP systems are the foundation for delivering on that promise. And I believe that the governments that invest in these capabilities now will build trust and serve their communities more effectively for years to come. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, share it with your colleagues who are evaluating ERP options. And drop a comment letting me know what topic you would like me to cover next. Until next time, keep building digital government that works for everyone. Thank you.